I'm out of the etrailer. Today we're going to be talking about the Thule Epos Bike Rack on the back of our 2023 Tesla Model Y. Now this is going to be a great rack because it's going to be super versatile, being able to accommodate a wide range of racks, and it is really easy to take off your vehicle too. So let's check it out. But the first thing I really want to talk about is how our bike is interacting with our vehicle at the moment. So everyone's bike is going to interact a little bit different, but we do have these longer handlebars, and this is going to let you know if you do have a similar bike to this, you're going to be completely fine. Your handlebars aren't going to make contact with anything, and even if you're on those really bumpy roads, we have a lot of distance between that hatch and our bike. And speaking of that hatch, we can get that access by tilting this back. Now we are going to have a pretty heavy weight capacity with this rack, and it's really not going to reflect our tilt either, because this is going to be pretty aggressive here. So even being able to accommodate heavy e-bikes, we have that much space, and this is great because if I need to get back here, I got a lot of things in my hands. I don't have to worry about knocking into my bike, throw it back here, and if I want to get ready for my ride, I can tie my shoes here and grab my helmet and close this up when I'm done. And typically if you have some heavy bikes and it's this far back, it's kind of hard to lift. But with this type of rack, since where they put that pivot point at, this is really easy to move even with one hand. And then it's going to click into place to let you know it's seated again. And if we want to take a closer look at it, let's take off our bike. So where we're going to start with this strap over here. So you can just press down on here. Just want to release. And we are going to have two of these. And to me, that's what gives it a really good hold. I'm just going to tuck that behind. Now on the other side, I'll also showcase if you go in the opposite direction, you can actually ratchet this down, that you can get it tighter too. But to release it, same process, tuck it back here. And for the one at the center, we actually have this making frame contact at the moment. Gives us a really good hold. And it's also going to have a lock core here for the extra security. Now let's say you had a alternative frame bike or a carbon frame bike. Instead, you could mount this to your rear tire to get extra hold there too. But when you're done, you can just lift up and then take it out for a ride. And now we can put everything back up, and that really doesn't take any time at all. Biggest thing here is putting these straps back into place, just so it looks a little bit nicer when we're on the road. And from here, we can get a couple measurements. The first measurement I'm going to get today is going to be the total distance away our rack sits. So let me just adjust that so it sits a little bit flatter. This is going to be sitting at about 28 inches today, which is actually pretty good for a 2-bike carrier. The only reason why it sits out that far is because this pedal here, so you can tilt it back right like that. Now, still be mindful if you're in a really tight spot like a garage or a parking lot. Now, for the next measurement I want to get, that's going to be the ground clearance. Again, this point is going to sit a little bit lower to the ground, so this is going to be at 15 inches. So with some heavy e-bikes back here, it is going to squat down a bit. So if you're going up any type of steep incline, just keep an eye out for it. Now, this is going to have another position. Now, this isn't for driving, though. This is just going to be for storage. I'll show you what it looks like still. Both these cradles fold up, and you can kind of see why it's not really meant for driving. It's really not saving us any space, and if anything, it's blocking our license plate and backup camera. But talk about what it is going to block. In this position, it's not going to block anything. So your license plate, tail lights, and back window won't be obstructed. Now for your backup camera, we're probably going to pick up a little bit of this, but that's a good thing because if you are backing up somewhere, we don't want to make contact with a wall or something. So let's talk about how it's going to install. I'm going to lift up one cradle so we can get a better look at this. So at the very back of this, we are going to have this hand knob right here. So it's going to have a lock on it to give you the extra security. But this is your anti-rattle device. This is going to be tool-free, so I like it for that reason. And let's say you can't really get enough leverage at some point, like right here. What I can do is pull up on it, pivot it over here, and put it in a spot where I can get leverage. We can loosen that up. I'm going to show you what the difference between that anti-rattle and not having it is. There we have it. Shake that around. That's going to move a decent amount if we don't have that tightened down. And this is going to be going into a 2-inch hitch receiver, but we have an 1.25" shank here. The reason why that's possible is because we have a 2-inch sleeve adapter in here that comes with it. So this will work with either your 2-inch hitches or your 1.25" hitches too. And we're going to have a hook on the inside. I'll pull this out all the way so we can get a better look at that. So right here, let me set that down. This hook is going to grab into that pinhole. And I like this because it's built in and it's less likely of getting lost. And what's pretty neat about this is also going to have wheels. So if I press on a tab on the inside of here, that's going to release this shank. That's going to fold right up. If we tilt it over, we can just roll it around and tuck it into a pretty tight spot. Now, if you're looking for something a little bit more compact than this, I'd recommend the Thule Epos. That one's going to have all the similar benefits where it can still carry those smaller e-bikes, but one downside to it is it's not recommended to make contact with the tires, only meant for frame contact. But it is going to be more compact than this one we have right here, and it's going to weigh a little bit less too. But since we do have wheels and you get a lot of other benefits with it, I still think it's a great rack. But of course, if you have any other questions, let us know here at eTrailer. And again, I'm Matt, and thanks for watching.